everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I was going to do a garden tour. It is early in the morning on a Sunday. I was out till about 2 in the morning yesterday at a black metal concert. So I'm a little tired this morning. It's probably about 7 o'clock, so I've had about 5 hours sleep. But I wanted to have an opportunity to come out here and talk to you guys about the garden. So also, I do want to, because this is a book channel as well, I wanted to share with you guys some of the books I'm reading and some of the new ones I got recently. So I'm currently reading The Brain Drips Yellow by Bern Moore. This is one that I first saw on Pax Panic's page. She did a review of this, said it was one of her favorite books. So I saw this and I was like, you know what, I'll give this a shot. I am very much enjoying this book so far. It is a sort of descent into madness, following a very, very sad man in his life. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So far, it's got a little bit of Jean-Paul Sartre's Nausea, and a little bit of Wyandotte Chronicles. And I also, if you like Chuck Palahniuk, it is from the sort of first-person perspective, so it's got a little bit of that sort of crazy, intimate madness that goes along with his writing. So yeah, if you like that stuff, this is definitely worth checking out. So another book I picked up, is one I haven't read yet, is Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. And I managed to get a signed copy directly from the author, which was very nice of getting that. I have not read this yet, so hopefully it's pretty good. And there's a wasp. I had found a wasp nest yesterday. Daisy got stung in her foot, so I had to destroy a wasp nest, unfortunately. But it was underneath my umbrella stand for my picnic table. Then I picked up a couple of paperbacks. I got Ramsey Campbell's Cold Print. An abomination lurks in the abyss beneath a cold stone flooring of a church. That should be pretty good. I got Fine Fright, Stories That Scared Me, selected by Ramsey Campbell. So this looks like a collection of short stories of stuff that scared him. Yeah, it's all a bunch of different authors. I have not heard of any of these people, with the exception being there's a Thomas Ligotti story in there, which is pretty cool. I got For Fear of the Night by Charles L. Grant. This one, I haven't looked too much into this one, but I really liked the cover, and I like that creepy guy with his weird face. That was pretty good. And I got a Robert Bloch book, Fear and Trembling. Again, this is a Tor Horror release, but I did enjoy that cover. I thought that looked really nice. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a brief tour of the garden, and I'll just go back to overdub mic to describe what we're seeing, just to see what I'm growing this year out here. I didn't do too much vegetables this year. I cleaned the garden, and then it proceeded to get to about 30 degrees every single day. So I just planted a little bit. I got a couple tomato plants, planted some sunflowers just because I like them, and there's some stuff popping up that's just randomly things in the garden. So I'll see what those turn out to be. Weeds, who knows? But yeah, anyway, I will see you guys on the other end of that. Okay, so first we've got Daisy there. You're looking at my golden raspberries that are growing out here. So this was one plant that has now spread into the huge area. There's some hollyhocks growing there among those as well. There were some volunteers from the neighbor. There's Hero and taking a pee. So this is just sort of the entrance into the yard from the side of the house. And we'll take a walk inside. There's some flowers I planted, picked out by my partner. That is a horseradish plant that was a volunteer from the neighbor's yard. So if you like spiciness, that's really good. Those two plants are also volunteers. That's Lovage, which has a celery flavor. This is the large rhubarb in the back of the yard. So there's lots of rhubarb here. We make a really delicious rhubarb pie. So that is a yummy, yummy treat. That is my apple tree. That is humongous. It needs to be trimmed. Neighbor once said that a bird should be able to fly through a tree. So that's that eventually. That's some comfrey growing underneath. That's good for nitrogen fixing in the soil. That's my water capture system. So I've got 2 full barrels already. Some more comfrey there. There's the bird bath, freshly cleaned. No birds have bathed yet. Ignore that area. This is a dwarf cherry tree that I planted a couple of years ago. I had 1 cherry last year, and it was very delicious. This year I've got approximately 3 cherries, even though the thing was covered in flowers. So there may have been need of a second plant. Behind that on the fence is a grape vine that is probably 2 years old now, 3 years. So it's finally producing something. So this is the first year that I've ever seen these growing. So I don't know if it's a combination of the heat that we've had or if it's just finally mature enough. So yeah, I found a couple little grapevines popping up. So we'll see what happens. Here's our compost in the back. So me and my partner are both a vegetarian, vegan, so we compost a lot of vegetable scraps. And that, over the course of time, breaks down and makes this wonderful, wonderful compost that I can use in the garden. So yeah, this is the current batch that is made, and it is beautiful, full of nutrients to feed plants. That's a bench that my dad made about 40 years ago, and that is the tree that he gave me. That used to be about 1 foot tall when I first bought this house, so it's grown significantly. That's a Saskatoon bush that is about 9 feet tall now. It is just covered in berries. This is, I think, year 3 or 4 for it, and yeah, it is producing like crazy. So lots and lots of berries there. Saskatoon berries are very yummy if you haven't had them. But yeah, those are. I will lose a bunch to the birds, but that's okay. Feeding wildlife is sort of part of growing outside and being one with nature. That is the second Saskatoon bush that is growing. That is mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris. It is part of the Asteraceae family, which I've learned recently. But yeah, this is used for making tea and whatnot. That's my gooseberry bush, which has grown quite big this year. I don't know anything about trimming it, but I should probably trim it back a little bit. It's kind of exploding. Lots of bush, good fruits there. That's a nice little reading area of the patio. And there's Daisy. Yeah, so Daisy turned 13 this year, so she's sort of in her senior years now. As you can see, her foot is okay there, but she got stung by a wasp earlier. Different time from this footage. So yeah, that is the yard, and that is Daisy looking very cute as she explores. So yeah, that is pretty much an overview of the backyard. That's what I look at when I'm relaxing out there. I love the green, and it's a nice little oasis away from everything in my regular life. Okay, so that was the tour of the garden. So yeah, just sort of showing where I'm at with the plants this year. It's nice to sort of capture those moments in time that you can look back on and sort of see what you've grown and how things have progressed over the years. I am most looking forward to apples again this year. My apple tree produces so many apples, and I love to juice them, and I love to just come out here in the mornings and grab one off the tree for breakfast, which is probably one of the sweetest things in life. So yeah, that's it for the day. I will talk to all you guys later, and have yourself a good rest of your week. Take care. Bye.